evening, everyone. So every year, about 500 million of us Hindus, we go to temples and we worship. We offer flowers to our gods. But hardly does anyone think what happens to these flowers afterwards. Sadly, every year, we Indians put in about 8 million tons of waste flowers in the water, flowers that are loaded with pesticides, flowers that are loaded with insecticides, flowers that rot, flowers that create a havoc in the fragile ecosystem of the water body, finally leaching into the ground, causing irreversible damage. These pesticides and insecticides are linked to causes of severe hepatitis, cholera, dysentery, which are again the leading causes of child mortality across India and Bangladesh, affecting lives of more than 420 million people.
Yeah, just a moment, yeah.
While I was working with Semantic Corporation about 7 years back, I had no clue about any of this. I have a Czech friend, his name is Jakub. He had come down to India. I took him to the ghats of the river Ganges. We sat on the ghats for about an hour and he started counting. He counted around 147 people, including women and small children, taking a dip in the water. And the water was so dirty that we didn't even want to touch it. He asked me, why are these people even doing this? You'll get some disease, you'll get cancer. I told him, don't worry, this is River Ganges, nothing will happen. We are Indians and this water has self-purifying properties. And he started laughing, and then we broke into this conversation of, if this river is so sacred, why is it so dirty? There are innumerous reasons. There's fecal sludge, refuse from tanneries, household waste, open drainage, everything used to go into the river at that point in time. And we were just discussing this, and he suddenly, out of nowhere, said, why don't you do something about this? And I was like, see, this is India. This is not Europe. It's very easy to say, why don't you do something about this? We are talking about the second largest river in the world. We are talking about a city like Kanpur. We are talking about pollution. Like, our problems are roti, kapda, makan. No one thinks about pollution and sustainability here. And the moment I said this, a nearby temple dumped in a tempo full of flowers in the water. And all the pesticides that were there, they leached onto the surface of water and light started refracting. I was amazed. I've seen my parents, my grandparents, everyone puts temple waste in the water, or we tend to leave it under the banyan tree in the temple compound. No one has ever thought of temple waste as a source of pollution. In the next few months, my heart was not at peace. I left my job at Semantic, and I started researching and studying the life cycle of a flower. Where does a flower come from? Where does it go? Who are the different stakeholders? Is there any data around the consumption of flowers in the country? Or is there any data around the number of temples that are there in India? And I found out there was none. It was such a taboo subject, no one even wants to touch around this topic. And so what I did was, I started collecting around 18 kilos of flowers from nearby temples, took it on my Activa, started doing some experiments. Okay, what products can be made from them? And didn't have money, went to every single business plan competition in the country to get those first lakh rupees, 2 lakh rupees. Finally was able to crack incenses from flowers. So normally incense sticks are made from charcoal, and burning charcoal gives out xylate, poisonous sulfur dioxide. So replaced charcoal from incense and made the world's first incense sticks purely from flowers. Happy to share that today, Phool is one of the largest selling incenses online. We sell a pack every 13 seconds. Now, I'll quickly walk you through what happens at Phool every single day. So our vehicles firstly go to temples. We are now present in about 6 cities, roughly do around 23 tons of flour every single day. On festive days, it goes up till 70 metric tons. These flowers are brought to our facility where firstly all the pattar, paper, thread, plastic glasses, milk packets, everything are weeded out. Then these flowers are treated to offset any pesticides that are there. Then finally cleaned and then sun-dried to be converted into the material that we want to do. Now, over the years, what we've also done is we've invested about $3.5 million into establishing the world's first dedicated R&D towards temple waste. On the screen, what you're seeing is styrofoam. Styrofoam is the world's 5th biggest pollutant. As of now, mankind does not know a way to recycle styrofoam. You have to either burn it or leave it into the ground where it stays for at least 1,000 years. Again, had this crazy idea, why can't we make some material that can replace styrofoam from flowers using mycelium? So these are initial experiments about 5 years ago that we conducted at IIT Kanpur. Happy to share that this material has today taken great shape. We call it Florafoam. This is a protective packaging for a fan mold that we're supplying to two brands. And so again, my city, Kanpur is very infamous for its leather. I know each time I look at this slide, my stomach churns. If you think of leather, leather is deeply coupled with the livestock industry, and together these two industries consume around 27% of the Earth's freshwater supply, around 30% of the Earth's green land mass. And in return, these industries gives the highest methane emission on the planet. So fine-tune the properties, use the principle of biomimicry, and so one second, how do I go back? Yeah. So again, we invented Fleather. So this is again a material completely made from flowers based on biotechnology, deep tech science. You can fine tune this material for any property that you want, any kind of finish, height, tensile strength, elasticity, any color, ostrich finish, leather, crocodile finish, anything you want. And for example, a cow takes around like 3 years to 4 years to grow to its full size of hide. Then it is slaughtered to give you the leather and the meat. And also about like if a cow is slaughtered, about 30% of its leather goes to waste. All the leathers from the ear, the legs, the tail, everything are wasted. We do the same thing in our labs in Kanpur in around 3 weeks, grow the same size in 3 weeks. And now, so this is the same ghat that I had taken like my friend about 7 years ago. We ensure that not a single flower goes into the water in the city that we operate today. So now in terms of what's closest to my heart in my work is the choice of people that we've been able to employ. So in India, there are about 1.6 million manual scavengers. Manual scavengers are people who jump neck deep into clogged sewers and scrape human feces from dry toilets. And people don't want to simply talk about it. We all go and poop, but no one cares who cleans the main holes and everything. And it's such a taboo subject, the caste is still treated as untouchables. At Phool, today, we employ around more than 410 women full-time. This radical idea does not only provide them like financial livelihoods, but a life of dignity and respect. I'll quickly just tell you about Prema and sum up. So this is an old picture. We were just starting up, about 50 people then. And one day, so Prema started distributing sweets in the factory. And I asked her what happened. So she said that I bought a refrigerator on loan. So I said, you have already like wasted money on a loan. You'll have to pay EMIs. Why do you want to like distribute sweets? So she said, today I'm very happy even if I give half a laddu to everyone, but I'll distribute laddus. So then she told me when she was 19 years old, the place where she used to like clean the toilets, she wanted to have water, but the owners didn't want her to touch their utensils, so they didn't give her water. So at that point in time, she had decided that someday she will buy her own like refrigerator, have have cold water. So this morning, not only like her so-called upper-class neighbors, their kids came and had water from a refrigerator. She said that now my kids are equal to their kids and I can die peacefully. So my work is not just about cleaning waste on the lands, but it is also about cleaning what our earlier generations have done. Thank you.